Our conditions moving back to bullish in this bull market, sitting at a bull market rank of 25.99, upper end of this momentum scale, but holding some ground at some support areas. We're seeing momentum shift back into that bullish trending location, also seeing breadth continuing to be strong at these levels, and sentiment towards the upper end, extreme end of that range, even though we have been pulling back a little bit here recently on that indicator. We are seeing buy-sell ratio having a little bit of indecision right here, where it's moving back and forth between this bullish and bearish struggle at this point. As of Friday, we're sitting at a buy-sell ratio of 1.12, so slightly bullish. You can see 1554 to 1390. So sitting really kind of right at a flat line regarding overall buy-sell ratio. We're seeing some weakness here in the bond market. S&P 500, let's look at that first. Seeing some nice support, below bottoming tail bar happening right here as we approach those all-time highs and most recent highs here at 574. Also seeing the bond market pulling back right here. We're seeing TLT with a pretty decent retracement. Again, remember what we want to see is we want to see bonds continuing to move this way. That means that interest rates are moving. So when we see bonds coming back down, that means interest rates are coming back up again. So the bond market is not real certain about what the Fed has done and what they need to do going forward, or that they shouldn't be doing anything at all going forward, that there may not be any rate cuts. That's an anticipation of that as the bond market is moving lower, both on the long end of the curve and the short end of the curve. SHY also getting a pretty big move back down. Extreme to the downside, but shifting trends now. We're getting definitely a break of structure right here, where we're seeing a move back below this trending location. And now watching to see what we get with these counter trend areas. Keep an eye on that. That could be telling here over the next few weeks. Sectors, let's jump at that and take a look. We're seeing still overall bullishness in sectors, with the bulk of those sectors in uptrends, short-term uptrends, as well as in that buy zone, that momentum zone, with healthcare, real estate, consumer goods struggling at the bottom end of that trend. If we jump over to commodities and see silver has been doing quite well, looking for an attempted breakout here. Couldn't quite hold it, but it's working on it in that upper range. Also seeing some strength here in copper, which is kind of a new momentum trade that has just developed here over the last few weeks, and also gold, which has been really in play now for quite some time. This overall uptrend, a little bit of a consolidation pattern, could pull all the way back to that 238 location on gold and also on USO. Remember that everything we're looking at in all of these updates are all ETFs. So when we're looking at a commodity or a sector or an index, these are all tradable directly by utilizing these symbols that we are focused on, utilizing an exchange traded fund. Seeing a USO some strength here in the last couple of days as it's working back up towards that $78 range, and in the little bit longer term perspective, that 1 year time frame, working through that counter trend. It's done quite a bit of work here in the last 3 or 4 days. Keep an eye on oil as it is gaining some strength. The new buy list in the muscle stocks group, we're seeing some interesting names here. The top of the list is DAVE, which is in the fintech financial space, technology company. On the 1 year time frame, seeing a nice move into that counter trend, that corrective zone, meaning this entire corrective move now is shifting back up into bullish momentum. That's a little bit larger picture because the shorter term 6-month chart doesn't look quite as good, but you can see it's working its way back up into momentum. Keep an eye on DAVE. Also LENZ, which is in the therapeutic space. Interesting company as well. A nice big confirmation bar with some increased volume. Also a little bit deeper in the list, keep an eye on some of these names. You've got AMSC, American Semiconductor. You also have NVIDIA coming back to life here a little bit, potentially making a move back up into momentum. And keep an eye on NVIDIA. And there is also some of these crypto miners that keep coming and going. IREN, which had moved back up and then retraced, again, deeper retracements on some of those, but these could be the beginning of some new trends on some of those crypto miners as they're trying to find some support at these levels. That'll do it for today's update. Everyone have a fantastic day today.